Hello students, once again welcome you to GK's Applied Maths classes. In continuation of financial mathematics, today we are going to talk about a subtopic in financial mathematics called depreciation. Okay, today what we are going to do, we are going to introduce the concept of depreciation and also try to solve questions from Cbse Handbook exercise 7.7. Okay, shall we get inside the problems? First of all, let's understand what a depreciation is. So what is a depreciation? Suppose I buy a car today. Suppose the cost of the car is say 5 lakhs. Suppose I buy a car, the market value of the car is 5 lakhs. Okay. This is the original cost. Okay. Now what happens after 1 year? I use the car for 1 year. Because I use the car for 1 year, or whether I don't use the car for 1 year, it doesn't matter. Definitely there will be a wear and tear in the vehicle. So this is the original cost. Okay, so original cost, and there will be a wear and tear in the machine. So the car will not be no longer worth 5 lakhs, but it will definitely undergo a depreciation because it has been used for some time. So it will undergo a depreciation. So maybe the cost after 1 year will be effectively 4,50,000. You may not be able to sell the car for 5 lakhs. You will be able to sell it at a cost, say 4,50,000. So it has undergone a depreciation. This is after 1 year. Let us assume that I am going to use this car for 10 years. Okay, the life of this car is for 10 years. It will run efficiently for 10 years. So that is my life of the car. My life of the car is for 10 years. After 10 years, I can't use this car anymore. So what will happen? You have something called scrap. Okay, so the scrap may be, say, it may be just 50,000 rupees. So you bought a car for 5 lakhs, but the scrap value is only 50,000 because the car is of no use to anyone. So you can just only that metal and the other parts, they may just take it as, instead of saying, suppose you go and buy air conditioner. Okay, you want to buy a new air conditioner, they'll ask you, do you have an old air conditioner in your house? If you say yes, okay, we will pay you 1,000 rupees. You may have bought it for 40,000 rupees, but the scrap value is only 1,000 rupees. So they'll, suppose you're buying a new air conditioner for say 50,000 rupees, they'll minus the scrap value of 1,000 rupees of your old AC, and you may have to pay 49,000 rupees. You understand? So again, I'll repeat. You want to buy an AC for say 50,000. You have an old AC in your house which you want to replace. So that old AC you may have purchased for 40,000 rupees, but when you are giving it for exchange, they will take only the scrap value. For example, they will say it will go only for 1,000 rupees. So 1,000 rupees is the scrap value of the old AC that you have in your house. Okay, so now your new AC is 50,000 rupees. So they'll minus the scrap value of 1,000 rupees, and you have to pay only 49,000 rupees for that new AC. Okay, so that is what you call scrap. Scrap means once they feel that it is of no use, you can't resell it. Okay, it's called scrap. Okay, so that terminology, scrap or residual value, the value of depreciable asset at the end of its useful life. Suppose an air conditioner is useful for say 5 years. After the 5 years, it is no longer worth. It's called scrap. Okay, a car, for example, you buy a car for 5 lakhs. After 10 years, you say you can't use it anymore. Okay, its life is over. The life of the car is only for 10 years. Then immediately at the end of 10 years, you can't go, the car which worth 5 lakhs rupees is no longer 5 lakhs. It will be given a scrap value of, say, for example, 50,000 rupees. So that is what you mean by scrap value. Now what is the total depreciation? The total depreciation is original cost minus the scrap value. So here the total depreciation will be 5 lakhs minus 50,000. So it's basically 4 lakh. It has undergone a depreciation of 4,50,000. You have bought it for 5 lakhs. Because of the scrap is 50,000. Okay, the depreciation that it has undergone is 4,50,000. Okay, and what is the book value? The difference between, this is also a very important term, book value. The difference between the original cost of the asset and the accumulated depreciation. That I will come to you when we are doing the book value, how to get the book value. But the book value definition is it's the original cost minus the accumulated depreciation at a given date. Okay, so when we do problems, we'll try to figure out how to make that a book value for a particular product. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now, there are different ways of computing depreciation. The one method is called straight line method, otherwise called the linear method. Okay, it's called linear also. The second method is called sum of the year digit method, and the third one is the reducing balance method, or down value method, otherwise called the reducing balance method, something similar to EMI. Okay, now how do we go about it? First one is the reducing balance method. In reducing balance method, this is the formula. Now what is the formula? Depreciation is equal to original cost minus scrap divided by the useful life. D equal to C minus S by N. Okay, C minus S by N. Okay, here why it is linear? Okay, see this is very important. The value of asset decreases year by year because of passage of time. Every year the value keeps decreasing. Why? Due to wear and tear and other things. Okay, the work efficiency of the asset decreases and the expense on repairs will increase, and this happens very smoothly and uniformly. Under this method, the percentage of original cost is written off every year. As a result, the amount of depreciation is uniform. The depreciation will be uniform. That is why it's a straight line. You see, it's called linear method, otherwise called, what is the other name? Otherwise called the straight line method, where the depreciation undergoes is linear. In fact, it's a downward. Okay, the depreciation is linear. It undergoes uniformly because the asset, okay, the work efficiency of the asset decreases. How? The percentage of original cost is written off every year. Every year there's a decrease in the worth of that product, and that decrease is uniform. If you plot them, you should get a straight line. That is why they say it's a linear method, otherwise called a straight line method. Again, the depreciation is uniform. So if you plot the point for every year and the value of the asset, and if you connect them more or less, you'll get a straight line. That is why it's called linear method. Okay. There are other two methods which I will not discuss it right now. This is a sum of the years digit method and written down value method. We'll do it when we are encountering the problem. Okay. Now right now we'll start with exercise 7.7 and start doing the problems. The machine cost 30,000 is expected to have a useful life of 13 years, and the final scrap value is also given. So the cost of the machine is 30,000 and the scrap value is 4,000, and the useful life after 13 years it's scrap. Okay, it's 13 years. Now I want to know what is my annual depreciation using straight line method. So what's the problem formula? Annual depreciation is C minus S by N. What is C? C is 30,000 minus 4,000 divided by 13,000. So this will be 26,000 divided by 13, which is 2,000. So it has undergone a depreciation of 2,000. Okay. So find the annual every year. Every year it gets decreased by 2,000. For how many years? For 13 years. And it is uniform. That is why it's called straight line method. Let's go to the next problem. Very simple. An asset costing 15,000 is expected to have a useful life of 5 years, and the scrap value is 3,000. So find the annual depreciation charges using straight line method. So here depreciation is cost minus scrap divided by the useful life. Now what is the cost? Cost is 15,000. And what is my useful life? It is for 5 years. And what is my scrap value? Scrap value is 3,000. So take all this and substitute here. So you get 15,000 minus 3,000 divided by 5. So which is effectively 12,000 divided by 5, and your calculation works out to be 2,400. So every year it undergoes a depreciation of 2,400 for 5 years, and after that no more depreciation. You call it scrap. Okay, you say it's a scrap value. Okay. Now let's go to third question. Actually, I am grouping all the problems together. So all the straight line method problems, I am putting them together. So that is why after first and second problem, I go to question number 6. I will do 7 and 8 and then come back to 3, 4, 5 because they are different methods. A firm bought a machinery for 7,40,000 on April 1st, 2018, and 60,000 is spent on its installation. Its useful life is estimated as 5 years, and its estimated reliable or scrap value at the end of the period is given to be 40,000. Find out the amount of annual depreciation and the rate of depreciation. Now here, what is my total cost? My total cost is 7,40,000 plus 60,000. Why? You are not only just buying the machinery, you need to also spend money on its installation. Okay, so that comes up to 8 lakhs. So simple it is. And what is the useful life? It is for 5 years, and the scrap value is 40,000. Now what is annual depreciation? The annual depreciation D is given by C minus S by N. And what is C? C is 8 lakhs minus depreciation by my scrap is 40,000 divided by 5. So this is 7,60,000 divided by 5. So when you divide 7,60,000 by 5, you get 1,52,000. I think you can divide, that's not so difficult. Okay. I just want to save time, so that's why I've already done the calculations. I'm just writing it. So every year it undergoes a depreciation of 1,52,000 for 5 years. After the 5th year, it becomes a scrap, just like what we have been doing all this while. Now let's go to the next question. Shiv and company purchased a mobile for 21,000 on 1st April, and the estimated life of the mobile is for 10 years. Okay. After which the residual value, another name for scrap is the residual value, is ₹1,000 only. Find out the amount of annual depreciation by linear method. Again, same. The total cost is 21,000. And my useful life period is for 10 years, and my scrap value is 1,000 rupees. So my depreciation formula is C minus S by N, which is 21,000 minus 1,000 divided by 10. So that will be 20,000 divided by 10. So effectively it undergoes a depreciation of 2,000 rupees per year for the next 10 years, and after that it becomes a scrap value. I hope it's clear. Now I also want to find the rate of depreciation, correct? Find out the, okay, I think I forgot to do the rate of depreciation in this. Okay. Now what is rate of depreciation? I forgot, for this problem I forgot the rate of depreciation. The rate of depreciation is depreciation by the original cost into 100. So what is the depreciation here? It's 1,52,000 by what is the original cost? Original cost is 8 lakhs into 100. So you can cancel it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it will be around 19%. So this is the rate of depreciation. It's very simple. Change by original into 100. Now here he is not asking us to find the rate of depreciation, so we will leave it here. Okay. Now let's come back to this eighth question. On 1st April 2015, a company purchased an AC for 3 lakhs. They purchased for 3 lakhs and incurred 21,000 towards freight charges, transportation, and rupees 3,000 towards carriage and 6,000 towards installation. So what is the total cost? The total cost is 3 lakhs. Plus you have to pay for freight charges and then 3,000 towards the carriage and then 6,000 towards the installation. And the machinery will have a scrap value. What is my scrap value? My scrap value is 30,000. And the useful life is only for 4 years. So n equal to 4. So if I add all of them, what will I get? If I add all this, you get 3,30,000. This is my C. So what is annual depreciation formula? C minus S by N, which is 3,30,000 minus 30,000 divided by 4. So which is 3 lakhs divided by 4. When you do 3 lakhs divided by 4, you get 75,000. You get a 75,000 value of the machine after 4 years by using linear method. Is it clear? Now, for this particular problem alone, as I told you how to make the depreciation schedule. Okay, how to make? I told you, like under this method, the percentage of original cost is written off every year. So maybe I'll just show you how that depreciation chart works here. Okay, what you do is first you write the steps like here, first column, then annual depreciation, and then you followed by accumulated depreciation, and finally it's the book value. So how does it work? In the beginning, depreciation is 0, accumulated depreciation is 0, and the book value is 3,30,000. This is the first week. Now, after 1 year, it undergoes a depreciation of 75,000, and depreciation is also accumulated. Accumulated is add these two, is 75,000, and if you subtract 3,35,000, 30,000 from 3,30,000 minus 75,000 will be 2 lakh. I think it is 55,000. If there is any calculation mistake, correct it. Okay. Now for the second year, it's a uniform depreciation. So again, it will be 75,000, but the accumulated will be 1,50,000. Why? Already the 75,000 is there, plus the 75,000 is totally 1,50,000. And if you subtract 1,50,000 from this, you will get 1,80,000. I think you get 1,80,000. Maybe some calculation mistake. Just check that. Third one is 75,000, and it will be 2,25,000, and the book value will be 1,05,000. If I minus 75. In the fourth year, it is 75,000. It will be like 3 lakhs. And if I minus this, you get 30,000, which is the scrap value. Now you can analyze the problem. Initially, your cost was 3,30,000, and your scrap is 30,000 at the end of 4 years. See, scrap, the book value is 30,000, so just consider it scrap because the life has ended. And the annual depreciation, I got it as 75,000. It is per annum, so every year you minus 75,000. Okay, and you got the accumulated. This is called the depreciation chart or depreciation schedule. Okay. Now this is how your depreciation works. Since the depreciation is uniform, okay, that is why it's called linear, otherwise called the straight line method. I hope this is clear. If there's any calculation mistake, please correct it. Okay. Now it's time to no time to do that. Okay. Now next we are going to go to the next type called sum of the years digit method. Let's go back and see what is that method is. In sum of the year digit method, in this method, what do I do is the fraction of the asset to be depreciated each year, is obtained by putting the digit of the years in the reverse order over the sum of the digits. Okay, just remember this. We are going to, while doing problem, it will be better. Okay. A greater fraction of cost of the asset is depreciated in the early years of the life of the asset. Okay. So let's see how we go about this problem. Okay. A piece of machinery costing 10,000 is expected to have a useful life of 4 years and a scrap value 0. It has no scrap value. Okay. So how do I do it? Using sum of the year digit method. So first what I will do, I'll draw a table. I'll call it years. Okay. And the next one will be digit of the year in reverse order. Digit of year in reverse order. And then you go for fraction of the asset to be depreciated. Fraction of asset to be depreciated. Fraction of the asset to be depreciated. And finally, you have another column called annual depreciation. And finally, as usual, we'll have accumulated depreciation. Accumulation depreciation. So let's go one by one. Draw the table. So here I begin with first year, second year, third year and fourth year. Correct? Now it's called sum of the years digit method. So first what you do, you reverse the years. That's why digit of the years in reverse order. So what is that? 4, 3, 2, 1. Correct? And what is the total? And total is 10 years. Correct? 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. The fraction of the asset to be depreciated. Fraction of the asset to be depreciated is 4 divided by 10. 4 years out of 10. Then 3 out of 10. Here 2 out of 10. In this case it's 1 out of 10. Clear? That's why it's called fraction of the asset to be depreciated. Now what amount is going to be depreciated? This 10,000 has to be depreciated. So 4 by 10 into 10,000. So what will be that? That will be 4,000. And the accumulation will be 4,000. There is no difference. Here it is 3 by 10 into 10,000, which will be 3,000. Already there's 4,000 plus 3,000 will be 7,000. Right? Now it is 2 by 10 into 10,000. This is again 2,000. Already 7,000 is this, it will become 9,000. And finally it is 1 by 10 into 10,000, which is 1,000. And you can see you got your original cost. Okay. Find the annual depreciation charges during sum of the digits method. Okay. These are the annual depreciation charges. For every year it is 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 and 1,000. Annual depreciation chart. And what method is this? Reverse digit method. Sum of the digit method. Look at the definition. Look at this. The fraction of asset to be depreciated each year is obtained by putting the digits of the year in the reverse order. That's what I did here. I put it in the reverse order. I put the years in the reverse order. And not only that, after that what do? Reverse order. Over the sum of the digits. What do you mean by over sum of the digits? Once I put in reverse order, the sum of the digits is 10. So 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 2 by 10, 1 by 10. Okay? A greater fraction of the cost of the asset is depreciated in the early years. See this, what happens? A large amount is received, huge amount is depreciated. Out of 10,000, 4,000 is depreciated in the beginning itself. And as the year progresses, the amount is decreased. That is why it's called sum of the years digit method. Not very effective. Generally people follow linear method, otherwise called the other method. What is that one? They will also follow return down balance method. Okay. And this is how you get your annual depreciation charges using sum of the year digit method. Okay. So I hope you understand this. This chart is very, very important. Okay, let's go to the next one. A machine. Okay. A machine, the life of which is estimated as 15 years, cost 40,000. The cost is 40,000. Calculate the scrap value at the end of its life if depreciated at a constant rate of 10% per annum. Depreciated at a constant rate of 10% per annum. Now, you all know compound interest, right? Amount equal to principal into 1 minus I power n. I put minus because the rate of interest is depreciation is decreasing. That is why it is 1 minus I power n. Otherwise, I won't be doing that. Amount equal to principal into, generally it is 1 plus I power n. Here it is 1 minus I power n because it's undergoing a depreciation. The amount is decreasing. So after every year, the amount is going to decrease. Okay. So how do we go about it? First of all, what is my initial principal? My original cost is how much? It is 40,000. What is n? N is 15 years. What is my rate of interest? My rate of interest is 10 by 100, which is 0.1. Okay. Now I want to know what is my scrap values, what is my final amount is. I will use the word scrap value equal to 40,000 into 1 minus 0.1 to the power of 15. 1 minus 0.1 to the power of 15. So this is 40,000 into 0.9 to the power of 15. If they give you the value of 0.1 power 15, there is no issue. But if they don't give, I will teach you how to use logarithm. Power 15. So you take log x, it will be 15 log 0.9, which is 15 into bar 1 point. What is log of 9? Log of 9, I am getting it as 9542. 9542. Now, when I multiply this by 15, I am getting bar 1 point 3130. So what is x? Look at the anti-log of 3130. The anti-log of 3130 is 2056. 2056. Since it is bar, it is 0.2056. So it will be into 0.2056, which happens to be 822. I hope it's clear. Simple, isn't it? So I'm using the formula amount equal to principal into 1 minus I power n. Here the percentage of depreciation is given to you. Now, find the last problem in the exercise. A machinery cost 5,000, depreciates at a constant rate of 5%. What is the depreciation charges for the 5th year, not 5 years, for the 5th year. So what I will do, I will find the book value of the asset for 5 years. How do you find for 5 years? It is P into 1 minus 5 by 100 whole power 5, which is actually 5000 into 0.95 whole power 5. Then what do? You find the book value. You find the book value of asset for how many years? For 4 years, which is 5000 into 0.95 whole power 4. By now you should know how to take log and do it, because already I have done one problem. So I am not going to waste my time on this. So it will be, say, 5000 into, I already done the calculation. It is 0.7738. 7738. I think the value turns out to be 3868. And here it will be 5000 into, when I do 0.95 whole power 4 using logarithm, it will be 0.8145, and the value happens to be 4072. See, the 4th year the amount is bigger. 5th year the amount will be less because undergoing a depreciation. This minus sign is undergoes a depreciation. So what is the answer? Depreciation charge at the end of 5th year, for the 5th year will be book value at the end of 5 years minus the book value at the end of 4 years. So what is the book value at the end of 5 years? Sorry, it should be 4 years first, then 5, because this will be bigger. So it will be 4072 minus 3863, and the answer happens to be 204. This is the depreciation that happens in the 5th year. In the 5th year, not for 5 years. In the 5th year. For 5 years it is this. For 4 years this is. But during the 5th year, from the end of 4th year to the end of 5th year, the depreciation is 204. Okay. I hope this is clear. With that, we finished all the problems in Cbse handbook. I will do in the next video problems from ML Agarwal. I hope this video is very useful to you. If you have any questions, you can always put in your comment section and I will be clarifying with you. Kindly subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get notifications of all videos. Thank you for your support. See you again in the next class. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.